Today I fucked up by telling my BF where I keep quarters. This isn't a bad today I fucked up event compared to the majority of posts on this subreddit, but it was still devastating to me. I already got over it, but I thought I'd share my story. I hope you guys find it amusing. Also, the title is 100% true but also 100% clickbait. Sorry haha. So to give some context, I live in an apartment with my BF and we have coin laundry. We have been staying indoors for the vast majority of the time due to the pandemic, so clothes stopped being a necessity in order to reduce the amount of times we need to do laundry during this pandemic-induced coin shortage time. Finally, after filling 2 hampers worth of laundry, my BF decides to do the laundry. Now this is where I mess up. He asks me where I keep my quarters and I tell him that it's in a box where I keep miscellaneous things. He goes and does laundry and when he finally comes back, he says that one of the laundry machine ate our quarters and he had to transfer our clothes into a different machine. I thought, that really sucks. But whatever. We can probably just email the landlord and get our money back. So fast forward a week, I was cleaning our apartment when I noticed a bag of quarters sitting on the box of miscellaneous things. I was about to put it away when my stomach dropped. I realized that instead of grabbing the quarters inside the piggy bank in the box, my BF grabbed my quarter collection. Because of all the loads of laundry we needed to do and the broken washing machine, half of my quarter collection that I had been collecting since elementary school, around 2005, had been wiped out. For those of you non-US Redditors or editors who don't pay too much attention to quarters, US quarters since 1999 have a design of either a US state, US territory, or a US national park on the back and I've been collecting one of each. Obviously, it's not the worst thing that has ever happened, especially in the year of 2020. Quarters are also not the hardest things to collect, but it still made me a little sad ha ha ha. In hindsight, I probably shouldn't have put my precious collection in the same box as the other quarters. It's also unfortunate that my collection happens to currently be valid US currency. Too long didn't read, BF accidentally spent my quarter collection that I had been collecting for 15 years or so on our apartment coin laundry. I came expecting to see that you had a bunch of pre-1964 quarters, 1/4 of an ounce of silver each, and was actually somewhat relieved they were state quarters. Still sucks, though. I've got a half-filled out book of those somewhere at my parents' house. Go to the bank and see if they'll let you swap quarters for other quarters. Good idea. I might wait until the pandemic is over though. It's hard enough to try to get enough quarters for laundry smiley face. Coin collector here. State quarters are incredibly easy to find, you shouldn't have much trouble getting those back. The national park quarters will probably be harder but shouldn't be too difficult. If you have the patience for it you can go to your bank and ask for $100 in quarters to look through and replace the missing ones. Might even get lucky and find an old silver quarter. I do beg to differ on one point. Quality. I can get excellent quality rolls straight from the mint. I'm in PA, at work, so I get quality quarters for my collection. Circulated quarters deteriorate in as little as a week, depending on who carries them. Collector will typically prefer the nicest coins they can get. Refinding coins is a pain in itself, let alone finding quality ones from circulated rolls. It's not completely lost to get circulated rolls. Pretty things do show up, but best to not have to collect again, especially for older ones that are decades out of striking. I also recommend dime rolls to look for silver. I have found many more silver dimes than quarters from rolls and just change people give me. My mother had a couple large jars of Sacagawea dollar coins hidden in her room. At the time my dad was unemployed and drinking heavily. Somehow those coin jars just up and vanished. Maybe your dad was also doing laundry? Embarrassed smiley face. Just ask the landlord for the opportunity to retrieve and replace your spent quarters. Good luck. Today I fucked up by listening to music on Spotify. Happened less than an hour ago. I was on my couch fucking around on Spotify when I noticed that I was still able to connect to my mum's Sonos speakers after playing DJ the other night at dinner. So I clicked on connect to kitchen thinking it wouldn't work, but hey presto it did. I immediately shut it off thinking I might have given my mother a bit of a fright, but then completely forgot about it. Well, turns out I gave her more than just a fright. She was literally just walking in the door when I pressed play and the music came on at full blast. Thinking there was someone in the house, my dear 61-year-old mother turned and ran away bawling her eyes out, dove into the car, locked the doors and reversed down to the bottom of the driveway where she could keep an eye on the house from a distance while she called the police. Police came, searched the house, and gave the all clear. Finally I get a call from her about 10 minutes ago explaining the whole situation and had to tell this poor woman that it was not, in fact, a burglar that has excellent taste in 1980s Italian disco. It was her shithead son. TL, doctor, accidentally played my music on my mother's Sonos while she was just walking in the door, causing her to flee and call the police thinking there was a burglar inside. I definitely thought this was gonna be porn related. Oops. Panic at the Disco. Edit, thank you so much for the awards. I did this on purpose to my dad. His Amazon account is connected to my Spotify because I'm leeching off his Prime, he leeches off my Netflix, Hulu, and Spotify subscriptions so it evens out. Anyway, one evening I'm stuck in traffic so bad it's turned the highway into a parking lot. I decided to put on some tunes and opened my Spotify. And that's when I saw the fact that I can use my phone to cast Spotify to any device connected to the account. Oh, my evil little heart did flutter. I connect to Dad's Alexa. I pick a song. I press play. Now a little note about Dad's setup. His Alexa is in his room so he can sleep while listening to music. The desk he spends his time at, from the time he gets off work until he goes to bed, is in his living room. From there, if the Alexa is at full volume, you can clearly hear it but it can't hear you. You actually have to go his bedroom doorway for it to hear you. I then discovered another fun thing. You can watch the song's progress as it's playing, or in this case, when he's gotten up to shut it off. So I wait until it's paused and then I carefully time it out so I know when he's sat back down. Then I press play again. This happens 2 more times before his Alexa vanishes from the options. He'd unplugged it. I wait another couple of moments and then I shoot him a text. What? You don't like Barbie girl? Smooth Criminal just started playing this in her kitchen again lol. Italo disco is awesome. Today I fucked up by starting a new job at 17 weeks pregnant. Update, I got fired. Writing this from my bed because as soon as I hit post I'm low-key going to sleep for the next 5-6 years until everyone forgets that this happened. Like many of you I was let go from my job due to COVID in March. Since then I took up the old job search and applied for Prop 200 jobs. During that time I got pregnant with a very surprise baby. Morning sickness was a bitch but I powered through and started feeling a little better around 13 weeks. I still have bad days but for the most part I get sick once or twice then move on with my day. Last week I went in for an interview and a few days later I got the call that I was accepted into the company and could I start on Saturday. I was thrilled. Well friends, today is Saturday and my life is ruined. I went in for training at 9 AM excited to meet everyone and get started. About 15 minutes in I became very hot and dizzy. My mask felt suffocating and I excused myself. Made it about 3 steps from the front desk before I started projectile vomiting. All over me, all over the floor, some got on the wall. Now this wouldn't be so bad except the building had an open floor plan so everyone saw everything, including a young mom with 2 kids who are now traumatized. I tried to power through but my boss sent me home and told me I can come back tomorrow for a fresh start. Thanks for listening, I'm gonna go cry now. Too long didn't read. I started a new job and threw up profusely in front of everyone on my first day. Great start to a new career. Hopefully your boss and co-workers are cool about it and it just becomes a light-hearted joke. I wish the best for you and your wee goblin. I have to myself. Look at it this way, it can't get much worse, right? Smooth sailing from here on out! Exclamation mark. On the bright side, your boss let you go home and try again the next day. I'm assuming that means they're a cool person. I'm so sorry. Also, I'm laughing hysterically. I bet that young mom was way more traumatized than her kids were. Kids are tanks, they're more likely to be amazed and in awe. Seriously, I do hope it gets better from here on. Kudos to your new boss who said you can take a mulligan and start over tomorrow. Hug /. Buy a wig and new mask. No one will ever know it was you lol. Also consider changing your name and moving states, but that's just if the wig thing doesn't work out.